Hey, I'm Dr. Antonio Arnold, and as a fellow veteran, I get it. The journey after service, it can be a tough one. That's why today we're going to break down one of the biggest hurdles that so many of us face, just trying to navigate the maze of VA disability benefits. Now, this isn't some textbook theory for me. I have walked this exact path myself. After 18 years in the Army Reserve and the Air Guard, I had to fight my own battle with the VA to get the 100% disability rating I earned. So my promise to you, veteran to veteran, is to share what I learned the hard way just to make your path a little bit smoother. You know, I wrote my book for one simple reason, to give back. The whole process of applying for benefits can feel so isolating, so overwhelming. I just wanted to take my own firsthand experience and turn it into a guide that could help my brothers and sisters in arms finally get the benefits they rightfully deserve. It's about time we raise awareness about the struggles we face. And let's be real for a minute, it is a struggle. After serving our country, a lot of us come home with conditions that just change our lives forever. And the very system that's meant to help us often feels like a giant maze of red tape, crazy long waits, and confusing jargon. It's a frustrating reality for way too many of us. You know, when a claim gets denied, it's more than just a piece of paper. It feels personal. It can leave you feeling completely defeated, wondering if all your sacrifices were for nothing. And if you have ever felt that way, I need you to know you are not alone. And that feeling of frustration, it doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from very real, very specific hurdles. We're talking about things like not having enough medical evidence, or facing that incredibly complex appeals process, or maybe just not even knowing if you're eligible to begin with. These are the roadblocks we're going to learn how to clear. Okay, but just talking about the pain is only the first step. Now, let's get into the solution. We are going to take this ridiculously complex process and break it down into a clear, actionable plan. It's time to turn that frustration into real progress. If you take only one single thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. This was the most critical lesson I ever learned. Phone calls, conversations, they're fine, but a solid paper trail, that is what wins your case. Your documented evidence is, without a doubt, your most powerful weapon. So right off the bat, you have a big decision to make. How are you going to file? With the fully developed claim, or FDC, you're in the driver's seat. You gather everything, you certify it's all there, and that can get you a much faster decision. Or there's the standard process, where the VA does more of the legwork, but it will probably take longer. You got to decide which path is right for you. Now, at the heart of all your paperwork is this thing right here, VA Form 21-526EZ. It doesn't matter if you file online or on paper, this is where your documentation journey really begins. And I know, it can look intimidating, but just think of it as a series of questions that we have to answer one step at a time. So here's the game plan. You just follow this checklist. First, choose your process. Then list every single disability and be super clear about how it's connected to your service. Document where you got treatment. Gather all your records, your DD-214, your medical files, your unit orders. Then, and only then, do you submit your claim. See how each step builds on the last? You're creating a case that's impossible to ignore. All right, let's talk about mindset. Because filing a claim, it's not just about paperwork. It's a marathon. You're probably going to face some objections or even denials. That's a normal part of the process for a lot of us, and that's why perseverance is absolutely essential. You know, one of the biggest hurdles isn't even the paperwork. It's trust. So many veterans, especially from older conflicts, have a well-earned distrust of the whole system. And I get that, I really do. But I also know that you can't get the benefits you earned if you don't file. We have to find a way to push past that history and really advocate for ourselves. And let me tell you why it's so worth it. I helped a friend of mine file a claim that was based on an injury from way back in the 1970s. For decades, he'd gotten absolutely nothing. But with the right documentation, his claim was finally approved at 50%. It completely, totally changed his life. That's what's possible when you just persevere, no matter how much time has gone by. Now, a successful disability claim isn't just about that monthly compensation check. It's like a key that opens the door to a whole other world of benefits and grants. And a lot of these are things most veterans have never even heard of. Let's take a look at a few. So the HISA grant, this is a perfect example. If your service-connected disability means you have to make changes to your home for safety or accessibility, like adding a ramp or modifying a shower, this grant can give you thousands of dollars to help get it done. And the impact here goes way beyond just ramps. We're talking about making a kitchen accessible again, or maybe making sure an HVAC system can support your critical medical needs. These are real-world changes that can dramatically improve your quality of life. All right, take a look at this number, over $22,000. I mean, that is a life-changing amount of money. So the big question is, what is it for? That is the one-time automobile allowance available to veterans with certain severe disabilities. It's designed specifically to help you buy a vehicle. And that's on top of other grants that help pay for adaptive equipment, like lifts or special controls. It's all about restoring your freedom and mobility. And believe it or not, the list just goes on. There are specific grants for generators if you rely on power from medical equipment. There are programs that can help you get a service dog. These resources are out there, but you have to know to ask for them. A successful disability claim is the key that unlocks all these doors. You served, you sacrificed, you have earned these benefits. The process, yeah, it can be tough, but it is not impossible. The information is out there and the support is available. So really, the only question left is, what's your next step to claim what's yours?